गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Jai Gurudev Mahatar Babaji. Today's topic is specifically for students. How to study. Study कैसे करना है, पढ़ाई कैसे करनी है. What happens is, I read a book long back which says, the writer says, 90% of what you study today, within 24 hours, you are likely to forget. Only 10% remains in your memory, which slowly fades away with time if you do not revise. So, the best technique for study is to continuously revise what you have studied. If you want to study, let's say, maths, you have finished one chapter. So, what you should do is sit or lie down closely and remember what was the first topic, and then remember what was the second topic, and then remember what was the third topic or subject. If you are able to connect the entire syllabus of that chapter within your mind, you will be able to remember it maximum, not more. Initially, you may have to revise thrice a day. But later on, even once studying and revising it mentally will take you to a miles ahead of others. What I just said was, let me explain it in another words. You have finished a chapter, or you have finished a page or two page. So close your eyes and remember what you studied in those pages. If you remember, well and good. That's what it is required. If you do not remember, open the book again, go through what you studied, close the eyes, close the book, and again revise mentally. Trust me, you will not take more than 5-10 minutes to finish the entire chapter mentally. You don't have to practice, you don't have to mug up, you don't have to sit on the book 24 hours. What you have to do is read it once, close it, and mentally revise what you have studied. Once you do that, you will realize you are able to remember almost about 40 to 60% of the syllabus. So when in the afternoon, what you should do is, in the afternoon, you again sit down for 5-10 minutes and recollect what you studied from that chapter. You will again realize out of 60% that you remembered in the morning, only 40% you are remembering by afternoon. So again open the chapter, again open the book and see where have you faltered, where have you forgotten. In that chapter, in those subjects, again revise. Having revised, close the book and again mentally revise it again. You will see more than 80% of the syllabus of that chapter or those pages you would be remembering internally. In the evening, again, what you have to do is, you may recollect what you studied in the morning and in the afternoon. Slowly, in this manner, you will realize you are remembering almost 90% of your syllabus. And in a day or two's time, you will realize entire chapter without seeing the book, you are remembering in your heart and mind. So, not to forget what you have studied, you have to revise. How to revise, I have just told you. Close your eyes, remember the first topic, remember the second topic, remember the third topic, remember the fourth topic. And in case you do not remember the third topic or the fourth topic, open the book, see what it means, close your eyes, and again memorize that. Memorization is the important key for students. If you do not remember, if you do not memorize, if you do not revise, What you have studied in 24 hours, you are likely to forget it. What I am suggesting now is, until and unless your examinations are over, maybe half yearly, maybe quarterly, or maybe final. If you have quarterly examination and thereafter the backlog is not asked in the 6 monthly, you are lucky. But if a complete course is coming in your half yearly and annual examination, then you have to remember from chapter 1 to chapter 16 or whatever it is there. And to remember that, remember only and only 10 minutes are required to finish one entire book mentally. This I have done myself, and that's why I'm telling you. If you start studying from chapter 1 mentally, 2 mentally, 3 mentally, 4th mentally, and in this way, if you keep going, and wherever you falter, you forget, open the book, revise it, close it, and again mentally revise it. In this manner, you have to revise initially twice or thrice or 4 times a day. But as you start remembering what you have studied without any hesitation, you can reduce it to 2 times, once in the morning and once in the evening. And you will be able to thoroughly study your books and the course. If you want to go further ahead, because one book is not sufficient for your studies, you have to study 7 6 7 books, then in the same manner pick up other books. You do not have to mug up, you just have to remember what is written there. The explanation has to be there with you. You should be able to describe what is written in the book. If you are able to do that, you are a genius. Sit down, revise book 1, revise book 2, revise book 3, revise book 4. For it won't take, trust me again, the more the duration of the time you take, that is, if you study for 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, 1 month, 2 months, then at the end of 1 month or 2 months, you will realize within 15 minutes you are able to finish 4 big books mentally. Your mind is so sharp and so bright and so powerful that within mind, if you revise, 5 to 10 minutes are sufficient to finish your 3, 4, 5, 6 books. So study for 10 minutes in the morning, study for 10 minutes in the evening, and that's it. You can go to play, enjoy, you can view TV and other things. And another thing is, whenever you are at a place where you are alone, you have time, just revise your chapters internally. Keep revising internally. If you are traveling somewhere, remember and revise your chapters mentally. You don't need a book then. Even if you forget something, doesn't matter. When you get a time, when you get a chance, pick up that book and revise that chapter which you had forgotten. But as long as you have time, revise it as mentally as much as possible, so that you do not forget what is written in the book. You are able to explain whatever the question is asking you, and you will be able to you will be able to become a very very bright student of your class or school. So do not forget, let me summarize it once again for you. Firstly, read the chapter, revise it mentally. If you forget certain things, open the book, revise it again, then go ahead and revise mentally it again. In the evening or in the afternoon, whatever you have studied, revise that mentally again. Wherever you have forgotten, open the book, open the notebook, get on to the topic, revise it. In the evening again, revise the chapter mentally. And the next day onwards, you will realize you don't need a book. You just need to sit for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and the entire chapter would have been finished internally, mentally with you. This is how you should study. 4 5 books are to be studied. Pick up one chapter from one book, another chapter from other book, another chapter from the third book, another chapter from the fourth book, and keep studying equally, sequentially, equally, and in a very, very balanced manner. Go through all the books so that two chapters or one book you remember, two chapters of other book you remember, two more chapters of the third book you remember. And in this manner, keep mentally revising. Within 10 minutes, let me assure you, if you revise like this for 1 month, my guarantee all of your books will be finished and completed in 10 minutes. You won't take more than 10 minutes to revise your entire syllabus. You have to do it, but you have to do it the way I am telling you. And how I have told you, I told it to you in two, three different manners uh, in a very short period of time. The ultimate aim of telling me you is study, revise mentally. If you forget, open the book, revise mentally, and then keep going. And this process will not stop until and unless your examinations or your syllabus is over. Every day morning 10 minutes, every day morning evening 10 minutes, and whenever and wherever you have the time in the afternoon, 2 to 3 times you should revise your syllabus mentally, and you will be a happy person. You will be a genius of your class, trust me that. So students, I hope you liked the studies method I have explained to you. It can be applied in other fields also. See, let's say somebody is studying in graduation, post graduation, same technique can be applied there also. Read the entire chapter, sit down, explain it to yourself. This is what the writer is trying to say, this is what the chapter is trying to say, and this is what I have grasped, and then revise it mentally, and then move on to next chapter. When you move on to next chapter, when you move on to the next book, you must have practiced the first chapter first. Now it should not happen like, I want to caution you here. Supposing you are studying the fourth chapter, now it should not happen that you are studying only the fourth chapter and moving ahead. Before studying chapter 4, for within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you have to completely remember the first, second, and third chapter. You have to revise first, second, and third chapter, then only go on to fourth chapter. This should happen every day and every time you move ahead on studies. You want to open the fifth chapter, but before that you have to study 1 to 4 chapter. Revise it mentally. It won't take more than 2-3 minutes. You will be able to finish it in 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, go on to the next chapter, the fifth chapter or the sixth chapter, wherever you are. So the backlog has to be remembered before you go ahead. This is how you have to study. This is how you'll get good grades. This is how the things will get into you. You will remember the things for a long period. As I said, one of the writers in his book, I read his book, it was a very wonderful book. He said 90% of the matter that we study forget in 90%. In 90% of it we forget in 24 hours. So what is the use if you study 24 hours and then forget 90%? Best is study whatever you want to study, revise it in the afternoon mentally, revise it in the evening mentally, and then go on to the second chapter next day. But before moving on to the second chapter on second day, remember what you had studied day before yesterday, the first chapter, and revise it before going on to the second chapter. This is how your bank balance within you will increase. Your brain would increase, your mind would increase, the power of your mind would increase, and you will enjoy your studies like anything. You won't have to pay any extra time in studies. You just have to revise 5-10 minutes in the morning, 5-10 minutes in the evening, and whatever you want to go ahead on to the next chapter, go ahead. So study like this, you will enjoy. Hope you follow this technique and you enjoy this technique, and you get good grades. May God bless you. May Kalika Mata bless you. May God bless you. May Gurudev bless you. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.